Hey, everybody. Anderson here, coming live with a pre-test video. Now, this is a pretty long chapter. This chapter in your computers should be taught. Something just fell off my desk. Hang on one second. Thank you very much. Should be titled The Need to Feed. That's what you should have in the red at the top. I believe you might even I have it titled Matter and Energy. The very first thing, all living things have 5 basic needs, and I'm going to put 5 in red. They have 5 basic needs. They are food, air, shelter, water, and sunlight. Those are your 5 basic needs that all organisms have. All right? These needs are important because they determine how healthy or unhealthy an ecosystem is for the organisms that live in there. Now, moms and dads, we've gone over this since our last chapter test, maybe 3 weeks ago, so there's a good bit of information. So your kids should be starting the study Thursday night. And then that will give them Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and the test is going to be on Wednesday. Ecologists are scientists who study the ecosystems, collect data, and study how matter moves through an ecosystem. Please know that word. Ecologist. It's in a different color, so you better know it. To represent their data, models or ecologists create 2 things, either food chains or food webs. A food chain is only one way, a chain, one link, one way energy goes through an ecosystem. A food chain is many different ways, a food web is many different ways. Food chain is one, food web is many different ways that energy goes through an ecosystem. Next, right here, food chain shows the order in which organisms depend on each other for food. A food chain example is sunflower to a grasshopper to a black snake, black racer to a hawk. A food web is many food chains together. I guarantee you're going to see this on your test. All right? A picture of a food web. This should be food chain. So in the real world, a food web is more realistic than a food chain. We might have just had an accident there. Ecosystems. An ecosystem is defined by more than just what eats what. Ecosystems also include the connections between organisms and their environment. Organisms in their environment. Edit that one right there. Organisms in their environment. That's what an ecosystem is. That's the Pennsylvania Grand Canyons. Mom and dads, if you ever have a weekend away that you need to have something fun to do, Pennsylvania Grand Canyon over in a place called Wellsboro, PA. It's absolutely beautiful. These connections tell how animals share resources. They help each other in how they use plants, rocks, soil, water, and other materials. One connection that all ecosystems share, we shouldn't say all, most. I'm going to get rid of all and type in most, just because you have ecosystems that are in caves, ecosystems that are deep underwater. Most share is our friend the sun. As a main source of energy, all ecosystems, the sun sets the flow of matter in all ecosystems in motion. So even though it might be sunflower to a grasshopper to a black snake, that food chain, food web starts with our friend Mr. Sun. Mr. Sun's our friend right here. And this actually is a sunset in beautiful Conneaut, Ohio. Conneaut, Ohio is right here. It's this beautiful sunset. Great place to visit, right up the road a little bit. Plants use sunlight as energy to make their food. Just like humans use energy to heat an oven to make peanut butter chocolate chip cookies. Those are personally my favorite type of cookies. That's why it's in there. But that's why plants use the sun to make energy to make their food. All right, you don't have to worry about that one. Ecologists often ask a question to help them establish more connections between an environment and define ecosystems as a whole. Next thing was building blocks. Fix that one. Most animals digest or break down their food into smaller pieces. They can use smaller pieces to fuel their bodies and help them grow. Let me edit this one time. There you go. Animals require special nutrients or building blocks to grow and develop their bodies. They get their nutrients from eating special prey. You know what? I know that's on the test. Got a little bit of Doobie Brothers in the background, minute by minute. Can't go wrong with that song. That's a oldie but a goodie. Consumers. Consumers are any animals that must eat to get their energy. So a consumer is any animal. Animals are consumers. They must eat to get energy. Plants are producers. They're producing something. They're producing their own energy, producing their own food. Animals have to eat. Right here, consumers must eat to get energy. Consumers in South Park: deer, turkey, ducks, hawks, rabbits, vultures, raccoons, possums, squirrels, coyotes, owls, turtles, and frogs. They're just to name a couple. And then consumers are divided into three groups: herbivores, carnivores, omnivores. Know this. Let me put it on. You better know that. Herbivores, they eat meat, herbivores only eat plants. They only eat plants. Herbivores only eat plants. Carnivores eat meat. Now, there's going to be one section of the test where I'm going to list an animal, and you got to tell me if it's an omnivore, carnivore, or herbivore. So when I told you on your notes, examples of herbivore, make sure you know your examples. Carnivores, they only eat meat. Carnivores only eat meat. Examples of carnivores are sharks, killer whales, lions, wolves, rattlesnakes, and alligators. Make sure you know that. Carnivores only eat meat. And omnivores are animals that eat both meat and plants. Examples of omnivores are humans, grizzly bears, black bears, raccoons, possums, skunks, squirrels, rats, and mice. There's many, many more. That's just a couple. Make sure you know. Now, a lot of people think grizzly bears only eat meat. Grizzly bears love berries in the summertime. In the fall, about this time, when all those berries are nice and ripe, those grizzly bears will eat to put on weight before they start to hibernate. Same thing with black bears. Producers. Plants are producers. They make their own food. As long as you know all plants are producers, you're in good shape here. And those are just pictures of plants. All right. Plants are called producers because they can produce things in a process called photosynthesis. Please know this word. Know photosynthesis. During photosynthesis, plants use three ingredients: sunlight, water, and carbon dioxide. I want to put a space in here. During photosynthesis, plants produce two things: sugar and oxygen. Trust me, boys and girls, these two are going to be on the test. Don't say I didn't warn you. The oxygen that we breathe every day comes from our friends, the plants. Plants take in water, sunlight from the sun. They produce sugar and oxygen. During photosynthesis, plants take in water, sunlight from the sun, and carbon dioxide. I think that note just got repeated twice. If it's repeated twice, you know it's important. Deconsumers are consumers that only eat dead animals or decaying organic matter. Organic matter is anything that was once alive that is now dead. Decomposers are the cleanup crews in the ecosystem. Examples of decomposers are vultures, crows, catfish, crabs. Those are some examples right there. Mushrooms are decomposers. They break down trees and plants. They take nutrients out of dead trees, dead plants. That's where they get their nutrients from. Dung beetles eat, unfortunately, waste, but without beetles and decomposers, the planet would be full of dead animals, dead plants, and nothing would be turned back into nutrients. Aldo Leopold, he wrote a great book called, right here we have it down, A Sand County Almanac. Talks about taking care of the environment. He is on a test. Moms and dads, boys and girls, don't say you didn't know. He also started the first national forest called the Gila National Forest in New Mexico. I've been there. I went hunting there. They have huge elk there, turkey, mountain lion, some black bear there, not grizzly bear. Great place to go. Pronghorn are out there. It's awesome. There's a couple pictures of them right here. A couple pictures of the park. Know the food chains in South Park. We did that as a homework assignment. I gave everyone credit. Make sure you know that. Producers or plants, or they make their own food. Photosynthesis, sunlight gets taken in, carbon dioxide, water, and they release sugar and oxygen. Make sure you know all that. All right? I am done reviewing. You should be ready to go. Moms and dads, please study with your kids. It looks like the test will be Wednesday, October the 23rd. We're going to start reviewing Mom and Dad hard on Thursday and Friday. On Monday, I'll have a gifted trip. On Tuesday, I'm taking the kids to Harrisburg, so I will not be here. Test will be Wednesday to start. It is 40 questions. It's worth 200 points. If they need 2 days, fine with me. All right, take care. If you need me, call me, 412-655-3111, extension 3105. Bye-bye.